Hi! Tickets are available right now for my first ever comedy tour. That's right, I'm hitting the road and bringing this funky show to a city near you. Some locations have already started to sell out, so make sure to click the link in the description to get your ticket today. Hi, I'm Funky Frogbait, and I love putting meat in my mouth. That ought to boost the viewer retention on this video. Vegetarians, I've had enough. All day I watch you guys in 4K making vegetarian meat that drips, oozes, and squirts on camera in a way that I feel like I can't watch in public, claiming that it tastes like the real thing. My curiosity has gotten the better of me. Does it actually taste like meat, or is this just culinary coping? After all, these recipes are being posted by vegans and vegetarians. Have they forgotten what meat tastes like after all this time? Is this misleading anti-meat propaganda? Meat eaters might be tempted to doubt and respond with some reasonable skepticism. Don't want the real stuff, but still want the real stuff, LOL. Why make something you don't want to eat taste like the thing you don't want to eat? If you don't want to eat meat, why make pretend meat? I'll eat meat, thanks. Why vegans making food looks like meat? Vegans trying not to crave meat, impossible edition. Why would you make the food shaped like actual meat? Like it don't make sense. Vegans always wanting vegetables to look and taste like meat. Talk of living in denial. Okay, maybe not that reasonable. I'm a very adventurous eater, just ask your mom. I've rarely eaten a meal that I didn't like with meat or otherwise, and as an opportunistic omnivore, maybe I can bridge the divide a little bit here. I know I can't completely remove bias from this video, but I think my taste buds are about as close to Switzerland as Swiss cheese is to the bread in a Monte Cristo. That's right, Jesus loved that sandwich so much he dropped his last name on it Italian style. Wait, it was a book first. Jesus loved that book so- I was an island before that. Jesus loved that I'll be testing 4 popular meat substitutes across 4 days: beans, tofu, mushrooms, and jackfruit. I'll be eating vegetarian the entire time so that I'm incentivized to follow the recipes as accurately as possible. On the 5th day, I will be taking everything that I've learned and put all 4 meat substitutes through a final test, the chicken nugget, a safe haven for the irritable of bowel and neurodivergent of brain. I will then subject my partner to a blind taste test in which he will be tasked with identifying and ranking each chicken nugget variant. What he won't know is that one of those chicken nuggets will be made out of actual meat. The only reason to have a man in your life is to exploit his naivety for the purposes of scientific discovery. My mission is to become so good at vegetarian cooking that he will rank at least one vegetarian nugget over the secret chicken nugget. I can't be motivated to do anything unless there's a win condition, and if I can't become an expert at a new skill in under a week, well, I should probably just die anyways. You might be wondering why I'm not just testing the many meat alternatives that are ready-made off the shelf. The thing is, meat is quickly becoming a shopping list luxury for many families in the US, and pre-made vegetarian options are even more expensive. For example, let's do a quick comparison at Walmart. This bag of frozen chicken nuggets is $5.97 for 32 ounces, 18.7 cents per ounce. The most cost-effective vegetarian option I could find was being sold at 32.6 cents per ounce, which is still higher than the full price of name brand chicken nuggets. Even lifelong vegetarians are getting priced out, so I thought making things from scratch would be more useful to more people. I've also discovered that you all love watching me suffer, you sick bastard. But no matter what diet you follow, it's important to prioritize your health. That's why I want to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, ZocDoc. A few months ago, I was suddenly hit with debilitating pain throughout my abdomen. My partner rushed me to the ER where, after a CT scan, I found out that I had a large cyst on both of my ovaries. They were so large that they put my ovaries at risk of torsion, which would cut off blood supply and require emergency surgery. I felt like I had a ticking time bomb inside of me. I needed to see a gynecologist right away, but my usual healthcare team didn't have openings for weeks. Then I remembered all the times those YouTubers would interrupt my niche video essays to tell me about
ZocDoc. I googled ZocDoc gynecologist and quickly made an account. I was able to book an appointment the next day where I was referred to a surgeon who could help me. Now I'm here with a lot of new scars, but I'm here, partially thanks to ZocDoc. ZocDoc is free to use and allows you to see actual appointment openings so that you can get in as early as the same day. They have more than 150,000 providers with reviews from real patients so that you can choose the right one for you. Healthcare is expensive, confusing, and scary, but at least with ZocDoc, the first step doesn't have to be. If it's been a while since your last checkup, or if you've been ignoring that rash on your— don't wait, head to ZocDoc.com/funky to get started and book an appointment today.
The first recipe we're starting out with is chickpea meatballs by @LiveEatLearn on TikTok.
All right, we're shopping for ingredients for day one. Rocking the matching couples Crocs. I have to complain about the charm distribution on yours.
Well, I had even distribution and then they've slowly fallen off over time.
Sounds like a skill issue. That never happened to me.
The cream of the crop rises to the top. Tails.
Who's topping who in this situation?
I think Tails would
Oh,
top
that hasn't.
Jigglypuff.
Okay, well,
I felt like Kroger was kind of a good middle-of-the-road, pretty cost-efficient store. Probably not technically the absolute cheapest prices for the ingredients, but it's pretty close.
No, I'd like to watch a chickpea.
Horizontal. That's my joke. I had that in the script in case I couldn't think of anything funny for the video. I wrote that down. Angel hair pasta. That's funny. It doesn't look anything like my hair. Oh, you. There's no cheeks peeing anywhere in this aisle.
They're the same thing?
Yeah, garbanzo beans and chickpeas, same thing.
Oh.
Nice. That's going in.
Yo,
We
your
got this
chickpeas in the shopping cart?
There is Italian style, but it's more expensive. So we're just gonna get the traditional. We're gonna exercise some restraint and just get the traditional breadcrumbs.
Cal doesn't like Italians.
Famously, I don't. That's what you are. That's what you are. That's also what you are.
An oatmeal cream pie?
It's cute. It's like Tiny Curry. It's like a mini mate. You're my mini mate. These wipes.
Nothing mini about me except my.
The gendered wipes.
Oh,
Dude.
it's mint chill.
Mint.
It's like dude mint.
Yeah, it's manly mint. It's not like mint for girls. These wipes aren't for women or children. These wipes can't get off the Titanic first. No, marketing for men is definitely not condescending at all. We made it blue because it's for you. There is probably someone out there that's like, you know what? I was gonna let the feces dry in my crack, but because they put dude on the packaging, I might clean myself today.
I was just gonna let it crust. But now that I have dude wipes.
Crust be gone. Crust, get out of here. Odysseus has found himself in tempting waters. Put the wax in your ears. Heed not the call of the sirens.
Oh, spoilers. I haven't seen the movie yet.
The book is thousands of years old.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, we gotta buy these. Do it again.
Banana.
This is called an adult blind box. Let's see if we get any cracks. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Children, you have to check before you leave the store. You have to check. Get your money's worth.
Unless it's Trader Joe's. They check for you.
They check for you. Because they're literal and good.
POV, it's your first day at the SCP facility.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're good.
Looks good.
the beeper at the door just screamed really loud at us when we tried to leave, and we just kind of stood there, but they just told us to go. So I don't know if we stole something, but I assume we didn't.
Same thing happened to me as a kid, but I did steal something. Yeah, I stole a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The thing
So
went
you
off.
couldn't stop being a nerd even when you were committing a crime?
Yeah. The thing went off, but
Committing
the security
lamest
guard
crime.
at Target just didn't care. And then I opened the pack, and it had a really rare card in it, and I felt so guilty that I tore it up and buried it in my backyard.
All right, we got all the groceries, so now I'm gonna go home and tally it all up and let you know how much it cost.
Buckle your seatbelts for safety. It's about to be a bumpy oops.
Excluding the cost of restocking my seasoning, the total came out to about $21.66. The real cost was the psychic damage I endured walking around a building flooded with fluorescent light trying to find products seemingly organized specifically to waste my f***ing time. Seriously, why does grocery shopping suck so much? And why does it feel like I spend 90% of my adult life doing it? I'm gonna try to replicate these recipes as accurately as possible, but first, I've gotta get into uniform. Wait, hold on. Oh, no.
No, we're not doing that. Okay, we're good. All right, so the first thing we gotta do is strain and pat dry these chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Chickpeas? Girls don't do that. But in order for you guys to get a good view of what I'm doing, I have one more camera I'd like to use. These are not prescription, I can't see.
I was given some Meta glasses for free at an event over a year ago, and since then they've been locked up in my closet because I'm not a pervert. But in order for you guys to have a better view of the cooking process, I've made the difficult decision to release them from containment. Difficult because they are somehow even dorkier than my usual glasses, something I previously assumed to be impossible.
Earth mode activated. What is your body count? I am a totally normal member of society. I do normal things, like film women in public.
Now, an observant viewer will recognize that I'm not using these Meta glasses for their intended purpose, which is to film young girls and women in public without their consent while I harass them. I mean, no disrespect to Zuck's legacy. Obviously, objectifying women has been a central tenet of his company since the Hot or Not face mash era. Oh, Zuck, you dirty dog. If not for the aura of that swagalicious chain, that talisman that wards off all accountability, perhaps I would face mash you into a parking lot curb for the evils you have wrought upon the world. Alas, however, its power is far too great, and for now, it thwarts my attacks, so the best revenge that I can get is to only allow your spyware to spy on my cooking, which is frankly pretty painful.
What were we talking about? Chicks peeing. Okay. By the way, trigger warning, very dirty, normal person's kitchen, not an influencer kitchen. So, oh yeah, this is my little co-star, by the way, who is going to be yelling at me the entire time because he thinks that because I'm within 10 feet of the kitchen, that means I'm going to feed his fat ass. Quit yelling at me! It's just beans! I don't know when they're gonna be dry enough. I'm just gonna do exactly what she did. That's the first ingredient that's gonna go over here into our food processor, which, yeah, did I panic buy right before filming this video? And I've never used a food processor in my life? Yeah. All right, Zuck, get a load of this action. Whoa. Chick pea in my mouth? More likely than you think. That's a dish for the man of the household to take care of later. 1 cup of breadcrumbs. We're gonna add that to the mix. Come in, Zuck. Oh, that's a picture. Zuck, we're gonna pour that in. We're gonna wash this up a little bit. So we only need 1/2 cup of this parsley. Kiss cam. Wow, that is really strong. I don't think I've ever cooked with Italian parsley before. This is 1/2 cup of Italian parsley going in. Kids at home, hey, you listen to me? Curve your fingers because my knuckle is extending farther than the tips of my fingers. I've lost my fingertip before. Inside your mouth! We're just gonna roughly chop that. Oh, the eyes are watering. I'm just crying about all the animals we're saving by doing this. Okay, so now we do our 4 cloves of garlic. It looks like she throws them in whole, which is great because that makes my life a lot easier. Eyes are burning. Woo, Lord Jesus, Lord Almighty God, preserve what little sight is left in these wee eyes of mine. We got three eggs. Y'all wanna see me juggle? Oh, but you thought I could do it. I have the aura of someone who could juggle. Alas, I cannot. Reminder, this is vegetarian, not vegan.
Vegetarian means no meat, vegan means no animal products at all. It's actually a very simple distinction, but comments like this still show up under vegetarian recipes. You said it's vegetarian, but you put egg. Egg? Not vegetarian. How is egg vegetarian? Sometimes vegans will join in, which means that vegetarians will get simultaneously grilled by meat eaters and vegans at the same time when all they want to grill is some weird looking hot dogs.
Trace eggs, wash hands. Egg, touch hand. Hands contaminated now. So now we just have our spices. He kind of has the same glasses as me. Is he pervin? Are those perv spectacles? So I'm just gonna eyeball the seasoning, maybe go a little over. Oh, I need a knife. All right, 2 teaspoons. Probably use the rest of this. Just 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I think we're gonna be ready to give her a whirl. This looks really dry. There we go. Crank it up a little bit here. Oh, okay. That's got raw egg. Why do I do this? I do this every cooking video. What can I say? I instinctively put things in my mouth. So I have this tray here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to form these into dough balls. It is a very sticky texture. I'm a little bit worried about how easy it's gonna be to actually get it to stay into a ball. But you know what? F it, we ball. You know, these are probably not all gonna be the same size. That's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Zuck, I'm gonna touch you with my greasy, dirty hands, and there's nothing you can do about it. This makes a ton of meatballs. By the way, this is gonna be multiple meals. Are you helping?
Are you supervising? Thank you. I'm very interested to see how well this stays together in the pan. I'm hopeful though. I want this to work. I want this to work. I wonder if a few of them will get cracks in them. Maybe if we chill it, take a chill pill, some magic will happen. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. I haven't had this many balls in my hands since I... Behave. There are innuendos everywhere for those with eyes to see. All right, so I finished rolling out my balls. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge for a little bit to cool down to give them the best shot possible while I clean up. Okay, so I cleaned everything up. Now we're gonna grab the meat balls out of the fridge and see how they do in the pan. Come with me, this way. These are nice and chilled now. Hopefully that means they'll hold their shape a little better. And I'm also gonna get a pot of water so I can get this spaghetti going at the same time. I never know how much pasta to make. We're gonna get this boiling. You don't put the noodles in before it starts boiling. It's not the same. Oil. How do y'all say oil? Do you say oil or do you say oil? Comment below. Hopefully with a generous coating of oil, these will survive a little easier. Okay, it looks like they're loose. It looks like they're loose just like when she did it. They're losing their shape a little bit, but they still look like meatballs. And it looks like we just continue to cook them until they brown on all sides. These are pretty big boys. They're wanting to stick to each other. Yay! I want to see nice, crispy meatballs. Come on, be good for Papa. Be good for Papa. Now, it does look like they really starting to flatten on the side that's closest to the heat. It's gonna take some patience, which I don't have a lot of, but God bless, we are gonna get through this, y'all. Okay, these are gonna be a bit cubey, but it'll taste the same. It'll taste the same. Okay, I'm gonna turn the heat a little bit down, a lot down. Oh my God! Oh my God. They don't want to flip. Don't flip. They don't look like meatballs anymore. They flattened. Why did they flatten? All right, I'm gonna finish this pasta over here, and then I'm gonna keep trying to roll these and plate everything, and I'll be right back. As you can see, we have a fully plated spaghetti and meatballs. This was definitely user error on my part. These are a little bit more on the cubic side. Actually, let's get Zuck back in here, all right? Let's get a POV, me eating spaghetti. I'm just gonna go in for a bite. This pretty damn good. Even with my plentiful user error. No, especially smothered in that sauce. Wait, I'm actually... This was so easy too. And guys, chickpeas are so cheap. So much cheaper than meat. I think I got extra excited because I think my expectations were really low. But yeah, that's pretty convincing. I'm impressed.
At $1 a can, these chickpeas were way cheaper than ground beef or pre-made frozen meatballs. I'd rank it pretty high in convenience as well. It was only somewhat convincing as a meat alternative when disguised with sauce and cheese, but that didn't stop it from tasting bomb AF. I mean, essentially we just made falafel with slightly different ingredients.
The next day I used a recipe from the account @TheBurgerDude to make tofu taco meat. Back to the blinding lights, flickering in time to a backtrack of songs that I haven't heard anywhere but the backseat of my mother's car. If you're wondering why I didn't buy every ingredient I needed for the whole video at the same time, it's because I have to microdose this experience or I will remove my own eyes the way Jesus would have recommended wearers of meta glasses to do. You know, because of the being perverts thing. We're back harassing the good people of Kroger to get our second day's supply. This guy's putting on a sweatshirt in the middle of Texas in July. Our indoor winter here, they crank up the AC so cold to compensate the heat that it actually makes it unbearably cold inside. Why is your hair tucked in like a dork right now? It looks like you have a very bob. Oh, get him in the L'Oreal commercials right now. Shampoo commercial model right here. No, what did he buy? I didn't give him permission to buy that. Sir, I didn't give you permission to buy that. Oh, you naughty boy. Oh no, all the forbidden flesh that I can't eat this week. Oh, how shall I survive? We did a tire lap around the store, but we finally found all the vegetarian stuff sequestered off in a single corner. Oh my God, there's a doo-doo stain in the cart. Keep the ingredients away. Okay, now I just need cumin.
Oh, I'm cumin, all right.
Promise?
Whoa. Swears in the Kroger?
Don't take your kids in the vegetable section.
Whoa. These aren't your grandma's chips. We checked that. So the one complication with getting the ingredients is that I could not find any non-organic avocados that were actually ripe because I am trying to minimize the cost as much as possible. So I may or may not have accidentally rang up the very small
shriveled organic avocado as a non-organic
Oh my
avocado.
god.
This is my one little flick against the
Hold on,
power
I'm
of the
calling
man.
the
911.
Mr. Kroger, they stole $1 worth of avocados from you.
This time the total came out to about $36.85, but the biggest expenses by far were the bullion and nutritional yeast, both of which could be used for many meals.
Oh, hey, bud. Did you decide to get up here and get your poo-poo butt, poopy stink poop butt, pee-pee paws all over my counter? Yeah, let me take a second to re-sanitize everything. Yeah. Literally in the 5 seconds he was up here, several strands of hair made their way onto the counter. First step, really simple. We just have to crumble this extra firm tofu. Wake up, Zucky boy. We're gonna just drain all this off. You're not gonna like this. I promise, you're not. Are you gonna eat it plain? I mean, it just tastes like nothing.
Tofu, aka woke chow for soy liberal cucks. It's pretty crazy how this harmless blob developed such a negative reputation. Tofu has been around since before Jesus Birkenstocked his way out of the tomb, rule of 3 heroes again, and is now today a staple food in many countries. From the way some people talk about it though, you'd think it was a group project chemically formulated in a secret underground laboratory by Fauci, Bill Gates, and AOC, hunched over a cauldron and taking turns stirring it with a big paper straw. Bubble bubble, your estrogens double. The myth that tofu tanks your testosterone and forcibly feminizes you stems from the fact that soy contains a lot of phytoestrogens. This is not the same thing as human estrogen and does not have the same effects on the body, however. There have been so many studies that show big soy is not trying to give us all gender disaffirming care. I don't know though, this guy disagrees and he did like 3 whole pull-ups. Let's consult the experts of TikTok.
3 foods that lower testosterone. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist and I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease.
Well, he's a neuroscientist, so I guess he knows what he's talking about.
Food number 1, this food mimics estrogen. It is soy. So soy products mimic estrogen and that can drive down testosterone.
Let's play a game called How Many Clicks Does It Take to Find the Supplements? Tune in next time for another episode of How Many Clicks Does It Take to Find... Sir, what did I say about getting on top of the counter? You think just because you're cute, you can do whatever you want? Be gone. I'm gonna gently shoulder you away. Jump. I know you know how. You're gonna land on your feet. Now go. Thank you, my son. Well, you can already see it looks very similar already to a ground beef texture. It feels really fun. Oh my god, my kitchen just tried to kill me. This just got launched out of the cabinet at my head at like 30 miles per hour. Get in on this, Zuck. Get some soy sauce in there. And then our chipotle peppers. Muy caliente. All right, nutritional yeast. And then he has his own taco seasoning that we're just gonna throw together real quick in here. Okay, I was about to make a grave error. I thought he wanted me to put all of these, this is just his mix, and then you make the mix, and then you put in some of that mix. I was about to put the entire thing of, I was looking at it, it said 3 tablespoons of chili powder. I was gonna be like, oh my goodness, we can't invite Beth Ann to this white people's taco night. Little Beth Ann will be down with the consumption if she has that much chili powder. We're gonna have to take her to the seaside to recover. Uno. That's the type of multilingual I like to break out on white people taco night. 1 tablespoon onion powder. Dude, it's literally gonna be like a key bowl party with these lids and these containers. Everybody's just gonna go home with a new top. All right, settle down. Oregano, more like orega, yes. Take a gander at that ground coriander. Don't everybody kiss me at once, please. That's kind of more the consistency we're looking for. All right, I'm excited about this. This is a nice combination of flavors. Now we've thrown our tofu in the pan and we're gonna just continuously heat it so we can get some of that water off of it. I'm a young ho, so I cook on high heat. I'm gonna try to combat that impulse as much as possible here, and we'll see how much. Zuck, of course, Zuck, you had to be watching when that happened, of course. Oh, I want to put it on high heat so bad. Get all that goodness in there. Yes, blessed be. Let your seasoning rain down on me. Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. All right, encountering problem. This is way too damn pale. The one thing that's not supposed to be white at White People Taco Night is the damn meat. Oh dear, something has gone horribly awry. I mean, maybe it'll still taste okay. It does not look like the same color at all. I think I just might have to be at peace with this, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and serve it. Time to bring out the giant gay knife. Hello. Look at this sad, tiny little organic avocado. I do not have high hopes for you, young man. In a fit of madness, I just got a whole head of lettuce instead of just getting some shredded lettuce. What if I just use my cheese grater? Wait, this is either gonna work really well or really poorly. Either way, entertaining for you guys. Someone's abuela is crying out in agony right now watching me do this. What the hell? According to white people tradition, I have organized the food into kind of an assembly line situation. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. I just warmed these tortillas up. Tomatoes, schmear sour cream, destroy it with cheese. And of course, how could I forget, the 2 to 3 year old Taco Bell sauces that have been sitting on my countertop for a while. Let's do it. Oh, that's basically like battery acid, man. Awesome, awesome stuff. Moment of truth. I mean, a taco is the perfect cover for any kind of meat substitute. There's so much going on in here. I have to say, if it was put in front of me and I wasn't told, hey, this is vegetarian, I would be like, huh, this taco tastes a little different than usual, but I wouldn't like immediately clock like, oh yeah, duh, this is tofu. That's really decent actually. That tofu just absorbs everything that we put on it. I'm gonna sit here and eat it and you guys can watch. Oh, that is solid, dude. And so easy. You basically cook it exactly like you would the ground meat that you would typically put in a taco.
The tofu was only slightly more expensive than the chickpeas and even easier to prepare. The taste was a closer match to meat and made for a really good taco filling. I would definitely make this again. Much like famous video game character Mario, canon name by the way, it was time to power up with some mushrooms. This recipe for a steak sandwich was posted by @SepSeats, and I was especially intrigued with this bloody effect he was able to recreate. What's the point of consuming life if I can't be reminded of its violent end?
So I actually made the unfortunate decision to record this on a week where our local Kroger decided to reorganize its entire stock. So every single aisle is mislabeled and things are constantly getting moved around all week. I could not have chosen a worse week to shop for a video, but that's okay. We're gonna persevere. Will this take me to the back rooms? Nope, just had to check real quick.
Oh, it's you.
It's me. You're hurting me. That's kind of morbid.
Yeah, he's got an egg. Yeah, that is
That's kind of upsetting. Put that back.
a mom holding her vanilla over vanilla. That's just one. Am I right, math people? I have a minor in math. I would know, okay?
You're not special. I have a minor in math too. Goober.
Every engineer has a minor in math.
I quickly realized at the store, however, that I had been fiercely ingredient mogged.
Okay, these are not looking nearly as big as the ones the guy used in the video. These are more like Cubs main, I think. But that's okay. I think we'll figure something out.
I ended up spending $47.30, but a lot of what I bought could easily be swapped out for cheaper alternatives.
Something interesting about this recipe is it comes from someone in the UK, and they kept referring to something called rocket.
Fresh rocket.
As an American, I was very confused what the hell rocket was doing on an ingredient list. Turns out that rocket is what they call arugula over there. So we got some arugula. My dear sweet sous chef may or may not have grabbed this bag from the wrong end when we were checking out and dumped this piece of bread naked into the Kroger shopping cart, or as I like to call it, a buggy, engaging the zuck. All right, so first we're gonna do our marinade. Achoo! Despite the manly tenor of my voice, I have an adorable sneeze, and that's my cross to bear. Pulling up to the function, people think I'm drinking red wine. I'm actually just downing an entire bottle of beet juice. My understanding here is that the beet juice is what allows us to kind of mimic the bloody look of a rare steak. All right, now we're gonna mix this up. Now, before we stick these in the marinade, we need to put them on the pan and kind of give them a little bit more of that shape and texture that we're looking for.
Are you interested in the creative process, sir?
They feel so squishy and fuzzy. Fun. I've never cooked with these before. I'm excited. We want to arrange these so that they can kind of be flattened to look a little bit more like portions of a steak. They're gonna get chopped up anyways, so they don't have to be perfect, but it looks like they were seared on the outsides and just flattened a little bit. Look, I know that we're trying to make steak here, but these mushrooms look a lot like chicken in the pan. I bet these could work really well as chicken tenders as well. We're gonna let this sit in the marinade and hopefully soak up all that beetroot goodness. So now we're gonna do the dressing. 2 tablespoons of mustard, 2 heaping. Ooh, I hated the sound that made. And then also a handful of parsley. And we're gonna chop this up real fine. I do this thing where, like, when I'm looking for something, I have to mime the thing that it is. It helps me find it, I swear. Watch your little fingers, children. A little handful of parsley ain't worth your thumb. Okay, great. We're just gonna put all that parsley in there, and then we're gonna add whatever we need to balance it out, because I need Daddy needs his sauce. We are ultimately making a sandwich here, so I feel like there's a little bit more room for creative expression with this meal. Yeah, that is a lot of parsley, and I don't think I chopped it fine enough. That's okay. All right. So we're just gonna go cray-cray with the mayo. I'm gonna have a little bit of a taste. Solid! I mean, it's not technically solid, it's liquid, but you get me. It says try it warm on this package. Unfortunately, this is stone cold, and I can defend my property as a true patriot with this sucker. I could stand my ground, one would say, in a doorway with this on the other side. One side of your cutting board dirty, flip it and reverse it. Guys, I'm like cutting this so badly. Oh, she's crunching, she's ready for munching. Now that these bad boys have had a second to sit, we are gonna bring them back over to the pan. Give it that convincing, meaty veneer. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. That's what Daddy likes. This looks crazy. This looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. It is so red. We're kind of getting there. I'm kind of starting to see it. This piece especially, this big piece here, this looks so cool. Oh, this one's going in the thumbnail. Look at that. Oh my God, doesn't that look like a nice juicy piece of meat?
While trying to find recipes for this video, I stumbled across this post by @TappedInWellness and couldn't help but notice that the suggested search was people eating meat in front of vegans. Beyond hate comments, the platform itself was inviting me down a rabbit hole of content, basically fetishizing the sadness of some poor guy talking about food he liked, superimposed over his own video. I'd never searched anything like this before because I'm not a total f***ing loser, but enough people had that it was recommended to me. It'd be less embarrassing to have the how to make new friends quickly with pictures WikiHow page in your search history. Without the pictures, I don't know how I'd puzzle out this fast friends protocol to become close friends with almost anyone in less than 60 minutes. All right, I've given this steak some time to cool down, but guys, the color is like really cool. Like, guys, that looks pretty decent. Oh no. After cutting into it, I am pretty sure his lion's mane and my lion's mane are not the same things. That's okay. Now it just kind of looks like chicken fajita a little bit. All right, now let's assemble this sandwich here. Generous dressing. We're gonna throw on some mushroom. Now, because I'm doing vegetarian, not vegan, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this Monterey Jack cheese that I had in the fridge. It's basil and garlic. It's really good. Throw a little bit of that on there. Some red onion I already had chopped up in the fridge. Can never have too much onion. Onion squared. And then our arugula or our rocket. That's it. All right, this is our sandwich. It's a lot of bread here, but yeah, let's go for it. There's so much bread. I can't taste anything but bread. I'm getting there, hold on. I am getting the mushroom as I get towards the middle. I mean, it's not immediately jumping out at me. I was like, oh, that's mushroom, but it is disguised by a lot of other stuff. Let's have a tidbit by itself. It tastes like a very fatty cut of meat. The crispy parts on the outside is where you're really getting the meat illusion. That's where I think a lot more of like the cooked marinade has settled. A really small slice like that, I do have to say, if you gave it to me, even just by itself, didn't tell me it was mushroom, I would kind of just assume it was kind of a fattier edge kind of cut of meat. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that's the best steak I've ever had.
but I wouldn't immediately clock the mushroom. There's some pieces that aren't quite as convincing. It kind of depends on what bite you get. But I mean, it's a solid ingredient for a sandwich for sure. I'm getting a hint of shopping cart, just a hint. Yeah, the bigger the piece, the more the illusion breaks down a little bit. But when it's divided up and sauced up and mixed in with other yummy ingredients, pretty decently accurate.
The lion's mane was pretty pricey for such a small amount, and unlike the previous recipes, there was no leftovers. Preparation was more time consuming, but not by much. This was the closest to meat so far, and aside from the slabs of wall insulation that I apparently decided to use for bread, it tasted pretty great too. The fourth day was my biggest challenge yet. Jackfruit fish and chips by @PlantCrazy. This was so creative and so different from any other vegetarian recipe that I'd found. I had to try it. All right, we're back at Kroger one more time for today's jackfruit recipe, and also I'm gonna be picking up all the supplies needed to do our chicken nugget gauntlet. My sous chef is not with me today because, and you're gonna need to sit down for this, I'm getting a divorce! Take it in! Take it in! Take a moment, take it in! Cool grabbing ingredients off of shelf montage. To get everything for this meal, the total ended up being around $29.51. This was the first time I had a little bit of trouble sourcing all of the ingredients, so I had to make a second stop to get the jackfruit. This is the one I'm really excited about because of all the meats that I would have to give up. I think fish would be the hardest if I were to go fully vegetarian for the rest of my life. This is my first time ever cooking with jackfruit. I'm very excited to see what this does. Oh, he's really excited because he just heard a can click pop. And he thinks it's for him. He thinks it's for him, it's not for him. Though this does actually already fresh out of the can, not look unlike tuna. I'm sorry to disappoint you, buddy. I'm sorry. Oh, looking at me with this adorable little eyes full of betrayal. Guys, I know he's acting like he's starved, but I promise he is not. No, 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 no. Oh, that one went a little AWOL. That one marched to the beat of its own drum there for a second. Hold on. Return the prodigal son. We'll set this aside to recycle later, they said performatively. Hand washing, because I know that somebody's going to comment about it. Just because I'm not showing myself washing my hands doesn't mean I'm not washing my... It's just not that entertaining to watch someone wash their hands compulsively over and over again. I considered making fries from scratch. I do know how to do it. And then I said... Nah, I'm not doing that. Sir, what do you think you're doing? Sir? POV, kiss cam. All right, now this is what our jackfruit looks like. Honestly, this does look so much like canned tuna. It's pretty surprising. I am just now realizing at this stage that there is significant gaps in the instructions where I'm expected to just know what to do. Too late now. This ship has done left the dock. We are on open ocean, folks. No life vests. Let's go. Because there's the seasoning on the jackfruit and then the seasoning that goes into the batter itself, and I have no idea which one goes where, so we're gonna make some assumptions. Season all this jackfruit. Oh, I don't know, man. I think maybe the paprika was supposed to go in the batter. I don't know. It was! Oh, come on, man. You didn't specify. All right, now we're gonna make the batter. Big bowl time. 1 cup all-purpose flour. Cook before sneaking a taste. Why is that worded so saucily? Oh, you naughty thing. I know what you're going to do once you see this powdery goodness. Oh, I know you can't help but stick a little naughty finger in there and get yourself a taste. Don't you dare sneak a taste. It's the wording is so funny. I mean, seriously, because they could have just said, hey, flour is raw. Don't eat this, please. But no, they had to be all coy about it. Don't you dare even consider a slight taste. Okay, 1 cup. And we shan't sneak a taste. Guys, white vinegar is mentioned in this recipe, I swear, but I do not know when he adds it. I don't know. Ugh. So she's just gonna sit here for decoration until I can figure that out. We crumble up some seaweed. Oh, this is such a terrible, terrible idea. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? 10 grams of seaweed. I don't have a way to measure things in grams. I'm gonna eyeball it. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now it's time for the beer, y'all. The only part about this entire process that I'm excited about. I'm sitting here holding this in both hands. I show up to the bar. 1 adult beer, please. Holds it in both hands. This guy's talking in British, so we need to measure this in milliliters. Half the can. There's our milliliters, baby. All right. Oop, 250. And then 250 plus 60. That should not have taken me that long. There, we'll get precise and mathematical about it. All right. All right, work that in. This is so much better. Man, this is day 4 of doing this bullshit. I'm... And now we're gonna grab our rice paper. Our rice paper is what we're gonna use to contain the jackfruit so we can then batter and fry it. I really feel weird about not using the vinegar. I don't wanna use it if I don't know what it's for. Rice paper. Zuck, get in on this shit. Wet, 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 wet. Not that wet, not that wet. Don't need to soak it or anything. Just a little moistening, a little moistening, a little moistening, okay? Let's go ahead and get this in here. The jackfruit that should not have been paprika'd, but is in fact paprika'd. Oh, dude, I effed that so hard. That don't look like no fish I ever seen. What the hell? Now, the recipe says air fry or deep fry, so we're gonna be doing both. I'm kind of partial to the deep fry, but we're gonna try. Whoa. Aluminum foil was getting a little frisky. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, I think. At this point, I'm done. I'm checked out mentally and emotionally and religiously and spiritually. Modelo saved me now. All right, we're gonna do 2 in the air fryer, 2 with the oil. We're gonna lift them, we're gonna go whee, and then we're gonna poke a few holes. I'm literally gonna go get a sewing needle because I'm so scared that I'm gonna accidentally rip this open and destroy them. It's a tomato. Maybe it belongs in the kitchen, okay? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it's sticking to frickin' everything. We're gonna plop it and drop it in there. Oh, this seems like it got a little thicker than anticipated. Is this where the vinegar comes into play? Oh, too late. This seems way too thick for fish batter. I am gonna add the vinegar because even though I didn't see him pouring the vinegar, I just think it needs something. It needs something to loosen it up a little bit. Oh, and did I forget to poke holes in this one? Of course I did. Yep. I sure did. Just gonna blindly poke some in now. Oh, this is so bad. This is so much worse than I intended for this to be. Okay, we're just gonna, those are gonna be our air fry tests. We're gonna fry in here with some canola oil. All right, we're gonna monitor that. No, I'm not. Check on these. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Don't hate on it now. All right, while we're waiting for that to get as hot as it needs to be, we're gonna throw our fries into the oven. Regular frozen fries, y'all. Nothing too serious. She's edging me. She's edging me. Come on. 2 more degrees, baby. Come on. Oh, we hit it, baby. All right, 350. Let's get going. The oil's hot. Oh, I didn't poke holes. All right. We stabbed it a little bit, half-heartedly. This could potentially splash like crazy. I'm gonna put up a shield, like a Spanish bullfighter. I'm scared of the oil, man. I'm scared of that oil. Get your ass in there. Okay, not so bad. Oh, the meta glass has definitely caught that. Thanks, Duck. All right, these are the ones that we fried in oil, and now we have to find a way to extricate the air fried ones. These look wrong. I don't know what I was expecting. It kind of turned into like a really weird baked texture. Well, one of them at least looks like actual fish and chips. You want some aluminum with your microplastics? I'm not even gonna include these. This is rotten. The air fryer was not a good call. These guys are not even allowed to be on the same plate.
Don't you remember us? You're forgotten twins. We were separated at birth. You're just like us.
Oh, I don't think so. Then we're just gonna do some tartar sauce here. Acting like I'm on the Food Network for what? Trying to get a good shot. Mine does not look as nice as his. Let's just dribbled beer all down my front like a big baby, a giant alcoholic baby. All right, let's dig into this, guys. I'm so curious. This doesn't look terrible. I think I burned it a little bit on one side. I want this to be good so badly. It was such a cool recipe. I just mega flopped. Oh, wait, no. A little lemon. Oh. Wait, did I somehow manage not to completely this? Hold up. Obviously, it looks questionable. That is not half
bad, dude. I mean, the batter's doing a lot of heavy lifting, but that is pretty damn good. I'm drinking again, but this time in a celebratory manner rather than, hey, do you need to talk to someone manner. This recipe only made food for about 2 people, so I have to rank it a little low for cost efficiency. This was the most complicated and time-consuming recipe that I tried, but it was a really close meat substitute and tasted really good.
Now for the gauntlet I'd trained so hard for. Referencing 4 different vegetarian chicken recipes, I prepped my ingredients one last time. I blended my chickpeas into a dough and sculpted them into nuggets. I sliced my tofu, then froze, thawed, and marinated each piece for maximum flavor. I washed and sliced my enoki mushrooms into tender-sized bites. I drained and molded my jackfruit into shape. Last but not least, I seasoned and rolled actual ground chicken meat into innocuous little patties. Then I coated each nugget in seasoned flour, a wet batter, and then a final dusting of flour before popping all of them into the air fryer over and over and over and over and over again. The trap was laid. All that was left to do was to lead the sacrificial lamb to my burning altar of deception, not to be cooked, but humiliated for my amusement.
I'm ready. I haven't eaten all day.
I starved him in preparation for this, so he'll be very enthusiastic. You look like you're in a hostage video when you put your head down like that. Don't do that. Oh my God. Go for it. Now, we've got option 4.
Oh wow, that's really close.
Okay.
Easy. 4. Like a huge gap too for me.
I had not only failed the vegetarians, I had failed myself. And there was now only one way for me to regain my honor.
Is 4 just like real chicken nuggets?
Alright, so I didn't become an expert at cooking vegetarian in 4 days, and my attempt at making vegetarian chicken nuggets...
Oh!
I didn't expect it to be so chewy.
Let's just say Icarus flew a little too close to the air fryer. Crisped his ass right up. I don't think any of the recipes that I tried in this video truly tasted like meat, but they all tasted really good, and that's what I wanted to get out of this experience, learn how to make good food that didn't rely on animal protein. Something that motivated me to do this was a concept that went viral earlier this year called vegan plus bacon. Originally a response to someone's comment that they wanted to be vegan but just couldn't give up bacon, it spread across social media as a larger life philosophy. Make the change you want to make today, even if you can't do it perfectly. It's a nice visual way of framing the same sentiment as famous philosopher G.K. Chesterton's quote, "If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly." People really seem to have embraced this vegan plus bacon concept over the past few months, except, funnily enough, a lot of vegans. Drink and drive, sober plus drugs. You can't be dead and alive at the same time. You want to be feminist, but you love abusing women. That's what you sound like to vegans. Oppose racism, but participate in it occasionally.
It's like saying you could be active in preventing all but still just dogs every day.
I don't know what's going on in that last guy's life, but okay. If you've been on the internet long enough, you've probably seen the vegan teacher strumming her ukulele while she sings about vegan phobia and equates eating a burger to literally being Hitler. Her Vegan Reclamation Day reminds me a lot about the ways many religions discuss conversion. It creates an inflection point, a before in which you live in a state of meat-eating sin, and an after where you walk the path of righteousness. She has an entire series passing or failing random content creators in a class they never signed up for, literally tallying their sins. Obviously, I don't think the vegan teacher is a good representation of vegans. She's a lol cow that has been devoured by internet commentary as endlessly as the regular cows she has sworn to protect. Her most viewed video on her channel is her turning the N-word into a cutesy acronym. I hate that for many, their introduction to veganism was probably through a cringe compilation of someone like this. But I also think a lot of discourse online about eating meat does have a strict religious bent to it that discourages people from taking an objectively good first step. I sent out an anonymous survey to the vegetarians and vegans in my own audience with questions about their experiences. I was surprised by all the different answers I got. Responders stopped eating meat for countless different reasons: health, allergies, ethics, environmental concerns, because they were raised that way, or simply because they didn't like the taste. A majority of them admitted committed to having exceptions like eggs, gelatin, honey, or fish. There's plenty of room for people who aren't perfect and who aren't sure yet how they want to help combat this issue. Meat was once a luxury in many homes, and by and large, people used to be connected to the process that it took to get an animal onto their plate. Now animals are crushed nose to tail in filth and darkness for their entire lives, draining enormous amounts of resources conveniently out of sight to keep up with our increasing demand. Today is not my vegan reclamation day, but I have been slowly cutting beef completely out of my diet over the past year because it has the largest environmental footprint. I'm also starting a routine where one day out of the week I don't eat any meat at all, and the recipes that I practice for this video will help me a lot with that. If I can convince just 7 more people to do the same thing, we basically just made a vegetarian and some change. Comment down below if that's something you want to start doing. Find each other in the comments section. I want to see that happening. I don't want to equate eating meat to the most horrific tragedies in human history for shock value. I don't want to run around nude, covered in blood, kidnapping people's overweight chihuahuas off their front porches, even though that would probably get a lot of views. But asking a large amount of people to make a very small change can have a massive effect in the meat industry. With the US alone producing roughly 53 billion pounds in 2025, lowering meat consumption by just a 1/7, one day out of your week, would cut over 7 billion. That is a good thing wherever you stand on the ethics of eating animals. Though to be fair, pretty soon the only food that won't cause instant death by diarrhea will be a stockpile of Mr. Beast Feastables, dropped by helicopter once a month and surveillanced by flock cameras, so that after we Hunger Games style execute each other for access, we won't dare to take more than our allotted 2 candy bars each.
Coward!
Hello?
Release me!
Dude, it's like 2 a.m.
The perfect time to ask scantily clad women leading questions as they stumble home from the club intoxicated. Let's go before they make it home safely.
What? No!
Or maybe you could take me when you grab breakfast in the morning.
Why?
That way we can film the minimum wage employee at their job where they can't escape us.
No.
Could you at least drive me really slowly next to a preschool?
Ew, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm keeping your pervy ass inside.
You can't keep me trapped forever. I am the lustful eye of the secret admirer, the god in the watchtower, the judge, jury, and executioner. You are but the lowly wearer that seeks to misdirect my gaze, and I will... Wait, we can talk about...